Now, how do we handle the flow logic of this selection screen? Selection screen also uses impro flow logic, which has process before output and process after input, which we call them PBO and PI. Let me write here. PBO is for process before output, PI is for process after input. Process before output always works before the things that users see, and process after input, as you understand from its name, waits for an input, and when user makes an input, it works. Now to start with screen flow logic, we have initialization, which runs at first when you execute your program. Let me write a breakpoint here, and I execute. Before you see your screen, you see the program gets into initialization, which you can declare values of your parameters here. Let me show you this. Eval and R is equal to 1, 2, 3, and I delete this breakpoint. See now, eval and R has a default value from the start. Now you handle PI and PBO here with one single command at selection screen, and which has its variants. At selection screen is for PI, and selection screen output is for PBO. Let me show you breakpoint. After initialization, it comes to PBO, and you see the selection screen is here, and if you write something and press enter, it goes to PI at selection screen. And also, after PI, always remember it goes to PBO again and execute the logic under your process before output. You can also group your parameters in order to handle them easily with your PBO and PI. By doing this, you need to write modif ID addition in your parameters, which you define its name. I write 1, 2, 3. You just define it without quotation marks. And I always use numbers for them. So, and it has to be 3 characters long. In your PI and PBO, how do you handle these variables, these parameters in your selection screen? You need to loop at screen, which processes each of your elements that you declared one by one. Screen is a standard structure that has some variables in it that you can control your variables, parameters, and select options in your PI and PBO, which I will show it to you from SE11. It's a data type, it's a structure, so it has these variables in it, name, group 1, group 2, which group 1 is our modif ID here, required input, output, intensified, invisible, etc. Now look at screen. I write if screen group 1 is 1, 2, 3, screen active is 0. These are generally binary variables. 0 is inactive, 1 is active. So we need to modify screen here to make this take effect. I press F8 to execute our program, and as you see, our plant field is not available anymore. Now, what if we want to make this action take effect after we do something in our selection screen, or we click something like our radio button? So I'll just write here, if R2, our second button, is X, it will take effect. Let me show you. Press here, and you see nothing has changed. I press enter, just goes to our debug after pi, which we don't have any code right now, and you see the field is gone. But let me comment this first. But you don't need to press enter after you click your radio button, because you already clicked it. So how you do this? You just add here user command. I write UC as a user command. Now let's try again. As you see, radio button group is actually affecting our selection screen. Also, you can write some other variances of that selection screen, like on value request. Actually, we have a value request parameter here, which is datum, but we need to refer is one field, which is low, and I write here breakpoint. Also, you can use a selection screen on radio button group RG, and I write a breakpoint here. Let me show you. As you see, these date fields have their search help available, and also this one has a search help, but we wrote for this. When I press F4, you see it goes to its event for value request, and also when I click radio button, it goes this event for your radio button group. You can handle everything in your selection screen with these events.